to burn the dicks.
RudeNation. Happy anniversary to the RudeBoyz. 6-year anniversary. Entering year 7. That's how that works. It's not 8. I made that mistake. RudeBoyz Power Hour Plus.
Yeah.
I'm Sherm.
I'm Tom.
And for 153 episodes.
Wow, you got the number right.
I remember I got it for the top 10 too. For 153 episodes. The RudeBoyz Gamecast, Power Hour Plus, and all of its affiliated podcasts. Go to the movies, wrestle specials, top 10s, party casts we
shenanigans.
did. Other shenanigans. Over 5,000 downloads. Doesn't seem like a lot.
Woo!
But
hey,
listen, I'll take a victory over completely not promoting this.
Exactly.
And not going to retro conventions, which we owe a lot to the Long Island Retro Gaming Convention.
Yes.
But we are bigger than that. You know what? We don't need a table there. They should have a table here. How about that? So, Nation. I don't know.
feel like you're just. I feel like you're just circling.
Circling the drain. You got a little something.
Yeah,
on.
I know. It's mustard. God damn it! It's like that Key and Peele bit where they keep getting each other with that.
Oh yeah, and he's like, "Don't you dare!"
Yeah. And then one of them dies, and he fakes his own death, and then he gets him in the grave.
Well, from one superb comedy duo to another, Key and Peele, thank you for the case of Jameson and the palette of Miller High Lives, because we are gearing up for who's in our mouth?
We are gonna have a RudeBoyz special.
RudeBoyz special, everybody. This is a special episode, anniversary episode, entering year 7 of the RudeBoyz Power Hour, RudeBoyz Podcast Network, we'll say.
7 heaven.
7 deadly sins. Ooh, 1 year per sin. We have to figure out what sin was each. Well, no, this is year 7, so we can only figure that out until the end of this season. The end of this year.
The end of the season.
Last end of the season, whatever. So, RudeBoyz special time. Miller High Life. Shot of Jameson. Clink the shot glass. Consume the Jameson. Clink the Miller High Life.
Can't wait to hear Chris complain about
I
doing
can't
a shot.
take shots. I didn't do the double shots. You can see. Also, I have class tomorrow, so I can't get too wasted. Well, I still have class. Am I going to attend said class? We're going to find out. Stay tuned, RudeNation. But yes, so this is what's happening. RudeBoyz special, RudeNation. I hope you gathered your commemorative mugs and shot glasses and casks and steins and whatnot, because gear up for RudeBoyz special with us. Yes, Tom.
We gotta get us some steins.
I tried to look them up. They're very, like, I would like a themed stein, but they're all very, like, the theme is medieval Vikings. Like, there's very thin window of opportunity. Very niche-y, if I do say so myself. Let's clink and drink. Ready? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
RudeBoyz special, baby.
I also want to say, go back to Key and Peele. Key and Peele, you're also welcome for us paving the way for you.
Yes, as two very successful black comedians, you're very welcome.
Yes.
Abbott and Costello. Listen, follow the money. Time travel is real. We made that happen. Three Stooges. You guys were too. We're like, let's shake it up, maybe. Then there was 3. All of them.
I gotta find notes before this goes too long.
Yeah, right. This is going a little wacky. A little in the weeds, everybody.
Starting off in Blitzkrieg.
Why don't we go to Blitzkrieg News?
Starting off in games, as we always fucking do.
153 episodes.
Rumor, but likely Switch successor to release in 2024.
Yes, highly rumored, because the rumor is that a lot of development companies have Switch 2, we'll call it that. Yeah?
We're talking about the Switch and the Switch 2.
Development kits to hopefully start programming for the Switch's successor, and it looks like 2024 might be the release date for that. We'll see. You know what? Switch is getting a little long in the tooth. We just got Tears of the Kingdom, which is big bad booty daddy, and Pikmin 4, which people love.
I'm playing Luigi's Mansion.
You're playing Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion 3 is a great game.
Hopefully I finish this one.
Sidebar to this, also, Metroid Prime 4 rumors saying that the game is not open world, but like very large open areas, which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
You don't have to go too crazy.
Speaking of open world games, on Switch, Red Dead Redemption's coming.
Yes, it is. Did you ever play Red Dead Redemption?
I have not.
Red Dead Redemption is a very good game. It was probably my first open world game. And I was enamored with it. Will I buy it? I don't think I will.
I'm gonna wait to see what the reviews are, because I know sometimes games like that going onto the Switch,
that is fair.
It may not port well.
That is
fair. That's the thing.
Especially considering Rockstar's the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, which came out a couple years ago, and that was amazing.
I know. I want to wait to see if it's gonna port well. So
I mean, you have access to Game Pass, right?
Yeah,
because I know that is on Game Pass.
Yeah, I don't have access to the Xbox stuff.
No, the Xbox.
Yeah,
the Xbox access to the Xbox. What else we got in Blitzkrieg, Tommy?
TMT gonna be in
TMNT.
I said TMT.
TMT. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I said TMT.
TMT?
I said TMT.
TMT. Dynamite. TMNT. Can you enunciate these things or no?
TMT.
Okay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Where's the N?
TMT. TMT. Are you not listening?
No, you're just not speaking.
You're not listening to letters coming from my mouth.
Tom, repeat.
TMT.
No, repeat. That's not how repeating goes.
That's not how repeating goes.
Repeat.
Yeah, repeat.
T.
T.
M.
M.
N.
N. T.
I didn't say T.
TMT.
Anyway, yes. This is not too funny. I mean, you repeat after me.
It's not the shadow game, it's only the repeat game.
Oh, yes. Well, repeat after me. Take the shot. I can take a break now. Oh, boy. All right. Yes. TMNT coming to Street Fighter 6 in the form of costumes, which is pretty cool. But each costume is $15.
Fuck that.
Yeah. So, Tom, I have a screenshot. This was on...
Dude, and the character from Turtles that they released?
Turtles!
Aki?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. She gives you, like, poison or some shit. I guess she's from, like...
No. That's an actual Street Fighter 6 character.
Oh, she looks horrible.
Yeah, no, they do. They always have these monster people sometimes. But, yeah, she was announced at the same time with the TMNT costume pack and icon, avatars, whatever. It's $15 each. Don't know what to tell you. So, Tom, here's a picture of people making their own Ninja Turtle costumes in lieu of the $15 premium costume. How awful does that look? But it's hilarious.
God, MK did it so much better.
MK, well, Injustice. They were in Injustice.
Was it?
Ninja Turtles.
It was Injustice.
Turtles!
Injustice 2.
Yes, Injustice 2. Yeah, man, Ninja Turtles everywhere. Everywhere and everywhere. What else do we have for Blitzkrieg news?
Comic book news.
What? No, stop.
Yeah.
An anniversary miracle.
Comic book news. Daredevil Back in Black. The guy who wrote
I did see this.
The Daredevil story where he was in the black armor.
Well, it wasn't a story. It was like an arrow. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
the guy who wrote that arrow.
Right.
He's coming back to do a couple of issues.
What's that fucking book you let me borrow? It was him. He was in the black armor. He had to fight some voodoo man.
It was Daredevil armored.
I don't think that's true. But I love that. I like
that look.
The first time I saw Daredevil in the black armor was obviously deep in the Clone Saga.
Yeah.
This was Spider-Man Clone Saga, 4 Spider-Man monthly books, Amazing Spider-Man, and was it Web? Or was it Adjectiveless? Either way, the Amazing Spider-Man, drawn by Mark Bagley, they handled that book, and another book dealt with a Peter Parker Spider-Man tale fighting the Owl or some shit like that, who's kind of like hand in hand with a Daredevil rogue.
Right.
So, guess who shows up? Daredevil, drawn by Mark Bagley, in the armor, thwack, thwack, thwack. Delicious. Loved it. You look good.
I also like the Daredevil look where he has like the arm wraps.
I saw a custom figure like that. It looked really fucking cool.
There's a $60 figure. I think it's like...
That's too much.
No, it's not. That was everything it comes from.
Depends. But yeah, it was a custom figure. It took like a standard Daredevil figure, and then took like the Falcon's arms. I don't know. Like, made it look cool. Fucking, let's keep it Blitzkrieg.
Yeah.
Yeah, me.
Get ready to feel shitty with Spider-Man Rain sequel coming.
Yes, what monkey paw... I guess people hate the Zeb Wells story so much that they had to bring back Dan Slott to write Spider-Man, Adjectiveless Spider-Man, and then they were like, okay, cool, so get ready to this again. Spider-Man Reign is this dark, gloomy, dystopian tale of decrepit old Peter Parker and his dead wife, who died due to his radioactive jism. And
radioactive
and yeah, the Hypno Hustler's there. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a cool story, but like, it's Spider-Man. All right.
Yeah.
But people are like coming back around on Spider-Man Reign, and they.
I read it. Yeah, I think you let me borrow it.
No, I think it was like a free download or some shit.
Right. Yeah, that's what it was. And I was just like, all right, cool. I read it. I never need to read it again. I go back
I definitely don't. Yeah.
I go back to graphic novels a lot.
Right. There is a that writer, Carrie Andrews, wrote a 9-panel page, and it's very Spider-Man-esque. So like, I mean, she gets it. Assuming I don't mean to assume this writer gets it. I'm gonna pause this. I'll show Tom real quick. All right, we're back. If anybody wants to look it up, it's called The Amazing Spider-Man Sunday Visit, and it's cute. It gets Spider-Man in 9 panels. That's all I gotta say about that.
9 panels of pain.
Yep. Okay.
Moving on.
Yes.
Movies. Sydney Sweeney confirmed to play Julia Carpenter and Madam Web. We're still talking about Madam Web.
Madam Web. Okay, so
it's never coming out.
Is never coming out. I am morbidly interested in this movie for a couple of reasons. One in particular being the fact that it is a very step away from Spider-Man proper, and is going to feature multiple female spider characters. So like Madam Web, Julia Carpenter, I think Maddie Franklin, Anya Corazon. Like, it's going to have a bunch of different female Spider-Man characters. Also, apparently,
which I'm fine with.
Apparently, also then May and Ben Parker. Like, I don't know. You could tell a fun. I don't know. The multiverse is real. Whatever.
May and Ben Parker beat the Swingers. That's what I'm wondering.
Oh no! Don't get me started with that.
I love that.
But the other reason
Do you think
why
they had the pineapple out on the table when they would invite company over?
they were spies. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they had to fuck to get their point across. Right? They were SHIELD agents, right?
No, wasn't that Peter's
Stop
parents?
that fucking.
That's Peter's parents.
Yeah, Peter's parents, but they were SHIELD agents, weren't they?
You said May and Ben Parker.
May and Ben. Oh, Richard Parker. I'm sorry. Oh wait, hold on a second. Let me pull up IMDb because you know what? I think. Hold on. Mary Parker, Ben Parker, but not Richard Parker. Now I'm just lost completely. But the other reason why I'm into it is because the cast is all attractive young women. So anyway, moving on.
You're weird.
No. How am I weird, Tom? How am I weird? The blood coursing through my veins like a young, red-blooded American man.
And the jizz coursing through my cock.
Got 2 shots in this guy.
Not even.
Not even. Anyway, keep it Blitzkrieg, please. Let's come down on this note.
Nothing
Holy
in
shit.
TV.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
No, etc.
Yeah. Okay.
Childhood ruined.
Paul Rubens passed away.
Paul Rubens passed.
The secret battle to cancer.
Yeah, like I mean,
he was in his 70s too.
It's like T'Challa. Wow, Chadwick Boseman. Like I didn't know he was sick. Like
Norm Macdonald, same thing.
I thought you said Ronald
McDonald. Ronald McDonald's probably dead multiple times. I don't tell you. Eat the body of Ronald when you go to McDonald's. Why do we always ruin these memorials with some weird bullshit?
Because we're horrible human beings.
We're the RudeBoyz. That's it.
Paul Rubin, best known as Pee Wee Herman.
Yes, correct.
And 2 guys who were shot in the theater.
Ooh, sorry.
Abraham Lincoln, the guy sitting in front of Pee Wee Herman.
Wow, that is. I love a good Abraham Lincoln getting shot in the head joke.
And
specifically, and JFK.
And you got a Pee Wee Herman one.
And a Pee Wee Herman one,
Also, was it Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yes, which I think was his first real thing post Pee Wee.
Yes. He was also in the Reno 911 movie.
Yes, he was.
He played Terry's father.
That makes a lot of sense. And I don't really remember who Terry is, but
Nick Swartzen.
Yes. The little roller skating
kid,
right?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Keegan was also on Reno 911.
Paul Rubens.
He was... Wasn't he in Blow?
There's no way to know. Blow? I've never seen Blow in my life.
Real? Blow was good. Johnny Depp, Penelope Cruz?
Yeah, that is correct. Was that Vanilla Sky?
Was he Vanilla Sky? I don't know.
No, that was. Wait,
no,
who did Tom Cruise and Vanilla?
I said Johnny Depp.
Oh, that is Blow. I'm sorry. Tom Cruise and the other person you mentioned. Oof. Am I ready for 3 shots? I think I am.
You already poured them.
They're already poured.
See, I've actually eaten now, so
so did
I won't be terrible like I was on the last episode.
No, you were on vacation. That's a whole different stuff.
That
Paul Rubens.
Rest in power, my friend.
Rest in power, Paul Rubens. We're gonna clink it up. We're gonna do another RudeBoyz special.
We're gonna have to think of next episode. We're gonna have to think of our secret word, and we take a drink every time we say it.
Ooh, and
that might be a new thing for year 7. Secret word.
You know what? In honor of Pee Wee Herman, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I will do that. Starting next episode.
Yes.
Because I think it's tough to do that, and we should have our own separate secret word.
Yeah, but we gotta let the other know so we can take a.
No, I think that makes it more fun.
Okay.
Because wasn't that the whole point? Like the cast knew, not the cast, but the main. Oh, right, but Cherry also knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Terry.
And neither did.
But like usually, like
Lawrence Fishburne didn't know.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne didn't know.
Yeah.
And the fucking that one guy, Emo Phillips, didn't know. On show walked in every so often. You know, Mecca like a high, Mecca high, ho. Paul Rubens, rest in power. We take another RudeBoyz special
in your honor.
In your honor, rest in power. And a much different Blitzkrieg from last time. I think that's all we have in Blitzkrieg news.
What do you mean?
That went very long last time.
Did it?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's fair. Had to be there.
I wasn't. I mean, I was.
Physically. Mentally, no. So, Tom, we just had some burgers. We had some Five Guys in and around our mouths. What say you? You are not a person of putting red condiment on your...
unless it's fucking barbecue sauce.
Well, yeah, barbecue sauce is great.
But yeah, ketchup's gross.
Ketchup's gross, but you know what's not gross?
Mustard.
RudeBoyz ketchup.
Oh, yes.
I was going to say that. If we had our own brand ketchup, it could be red mustard. How about that? But we call it ketchup.
I like that.
That's a branding idea. Note to self, buy 1 case of mustard.
And red bottles.
Note to self, buy 1 case of red bottles. Anywho...
Can you imagine us having a barbecue and someone be like, oh, ketchup, and it's ketchup. Mustard?
I told that joke recently. told that joke recently how you got so... this is a nice story for the anniversary.
Edge is going to get fucking broke kicked.
Yeah, we're watching SmackDown. The story behind CatchUp was, this was for Tom's birthday, we went out. Tom gets a little, in case you guys don't know,
a little crazy.
Listen to episode 152. Gets a little crazy, gets a little energetic, gets a little happy.
It wasn't even my birthday.
Wasn't it your birthday?
Well, not episode 152.
No, it wasn't. No, I understand that. But for your birthday, though, we went out, went to a diner, and Tom can tell a mean joke. Let me tell you this. However, get a little booze, get a little inebriation into him, it falls a little off. The wheels come off a bit. A little bit. The classic joke. What did the big tomato say to the little tomato? Ketchup. That's the punchline. Tomatoes make up ketchup, blah, blah, blah. Tom, with such energy and fervor, goes to our friend and goes, what did the big ketchup say to little ketchup? Ketchup. And a lot of us lost it. One person tried to correct you. Circling. And, but hilarious. And still to this day, that friend's... Oh, yeah, you wouldn't.
I don't even know. I didn't remember he was there.
He had to be like, nah, well, actually, the joke goes like this. Like, no shit, dickhead. Everybody heard that joke before. Anyway. Still to this day, that friend's favorite joke.
Yeah.
Because of the energy, because of the delivery, because of everything. So, RudeBoyz catch up. Let's catch up.
Chris, what have you been up to?
I've been up to a lot of stuff I've really failed to mention the past few episodes because I just am terrible putting it on the notes. And we have notes. And, like...
There have been 100+ episodes you have yelled at me for not putting stuff on the notes.
You're right, and I'm sorry. And I'm part of the problem.
Get good.
You're right. So a lot of these things are... Really, I should have mentioned last episode, but I didn't.
Oh, dude, last episode was a fucking mess.
Oh, yeah. But there was a lot to talk about last episode,
I'm lucky I didn't die of alcohol poisoning last episode.
I watched Barbie. And me and my girlfriend went to go see Barbie. I'm a Barbie girl. That is in there. It's a cover. It's a cover, but, I mean, it's not the Aqua
The fuck is Aqua doing? They need money.
I'm sure they got money. But they didn't...
Your phone's about to go into a puddle of jam.
No, oh, is the puddle? Oh, shit. And Barbie was really good. Barbie was very...
I've heard.
Barbie is starring Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling and
John Cena.
John Cena's there. Will Ferrell's there. What's her name? Christ
the dude from Secret Invasion's there.
That guy's there. Simu Liu is there. That from Shang-Chi.
Oh, I thought you said CeeLo.
No, not CeeLo. CeeLo could have been on there. That's the kind of movie it is. Barbie is really good.
Yeah.
Barbie goes places. Barbie talks about...
Barbie hug!
We don't talk about Barbie. Barbie...
Oh, I love Barbie.
Barbie goes places. Barbie talks about existentialism and identity crisis and gender roles. And I'm sure people are making it more problematic than it actually is. Because it's not. It's all really good message. You're making the children woke with your agenda. Like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, man.
With that bullshit.
I saw this.
My guy. Like, listen, the idea of Barbie is a very two-edged sword. Because it's a doll for girls who, in one instance, you can say empowers them to be whatever they want.
Sure.
And also
which was always the great thing about Barbie.
Play with the dolly, little girl. Like, there's that too. You know, like, it's...
I played with fucking Barbies when I was a kid.
Yeah, what'd you make them do?
Huh?
Anyway.
Dance.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Do you want to get into it or no?
Disgusting.
You started it.
Look, I played Barbie with my... friends' kids, because they're like, Uncle Tom, play Barbie with us. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll play Barbie with you.
And what do you do with said Barbie?
I'm Barbie. Like, I don't fucking know. Like,
all right.
Barbie's
I don't know what you're not on the stand, Tom. I don't know why you're acting like you're so. I don't know why you're so cagey.
I feel like I'm getting trapped.
You're trapping yourself, my guy.
So I did see this thing online where it goes like, Barbie, also known as Black Panther for white chicks.
Yes, I did see that. Yes.
Like, and they do a side-by-side comparison, and I'm like, holy shit, that sounds kind of right.
I mean,
like,
yeah, no,
just from the trailers I've seen, like, I'm like,
no, it is very good. It is very good. Everybody should check it out if you can. Made like $1 billion, which is cool. That's great. Good for you guys.
Has it blown Oppenheimer out of the water?
I think so. Yeah.
Good.
Oppenheimer was always going to be like a very niche
Fuck
audience.
Christopher Nolan.
I'm over him.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I gotta say about that. Watch Barbie. Barbie was great. What else have I been up to? You say I'm still binging Venture Brothers. I'm up to season 4. I'm still enjoying it a lot.
Venture Brothers.
Go Team Venture. Have you seen Venture Brothers?
A good chunk of it.
Okay, good. It is a lot of fun. I love its lore. I love its send-ups of characters. So there was a character. I didn't realize this until I was watching it. It's this character called Captain Sunshine. He is... Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, you told me last week.
I just saw the episode.
About Captain Sunshine playing Pocahontas' feet?
No, that was that was Sergeant Hatred.
Oh, God.
Yes, Captain Sunshine is the Superman archetype who has sunlight powers, sunshine powers. I don't know what to tell you. So, very old, like an older, like a 60-year-old man. So he looks a little, salt and pepper hair. He's got a little couple liver spots, you know what I mean? He is a send-up of Superman plus Michael Jackson. So, he needs his sidekick.
Bubbles.
No,
Macaulay Culkin.
Wonder Boy, I think he's called.
So it's like Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah. They got Kevin Conroy to voice him. I had no idea until I saw his
amazing.
he does not sound a thing like his Bruce Wayne / Batman. Only until I saw the name and I rewinded, I was like, holy shit, I can hear it now. But I'm so digging this show. I want to keep watching it. Hopefully Max doesn't take it off until then, but whatever you're gonna do. Read some shit, read some stuff, read some things.
Yeah.
Graphic novels, trade paperbacks. Spider-Man Lost Hunt was the J.M. DeMatteis pseudo-sequel, second spin-off to Craven's Last Hunt.
Okay. The one where he cosplayed as Spider-Man?
Yeah, and shot himself in the head and cosplayed as Kurt Cobain, yeah.
He did 2 cosplays.
He did 2 cosplays. He did a costume change. He did a cosplay change. This was weird. It seems very unnecessary. So it dates itself. It's a 5-issue collection. It dates itself. I feel like I don't even want to give this to you because it's not worth reading. It's a 5-issue miniseries that takes place during the time Peter Parker was depowered and moved to Portland, so Ben Reilly can be Spider-Man. So you're following Peter Parker. There's no Ben Reilly, Tom. Don't roll your eyes. And what it follows is, I guess Craven had a manservant in Last Hunt.
Kind of like you never read DC, so my reference would be lost on you.
What is the reference?
Wintergreen, who was Deathstroke's manservant.
Sure, or like a fucking elf.
A butler.
Yeah. So he had a manservant, and I think the manservant gets hopped up on goofballs and tries to kill Peter Parker because that's what Craven wanted. But then there's this other character.
And he's holding Craven's skull, and it's dripping with jizz because he's coming in the.
Get 3 shots in this guy.
He's coming in the skull.
But it turns out that the mother of this character, who again I don't know if really exists. I'm not really sure.
I'm sure I got retcon.
Yeah, no, I know. It seems like such a stretch. Why? Because Craven's Last Hunt actually did have a sequel, where so remember how in
it's called Grim Hunt.
No. But remember in Grim Hunt how they brought back Craven? They tried to do that prior, and Craven was like, "Guys, don't do this. I'm a spirit. I'm a ghost. I did what I needed to do.
I want to be dead."
And then Dan Slott was just like, "Nah, fuck it. Let's bring him back for real, or for real air quotes." So there was already a pseudo-sequel, so we didn't need this, but so talking about things that were unnecessary, the character has a mother who's apparently a Wakandan priestess, so there's a lot of mysticism in that bloodline, So which gives him like the power over animals. So it gives him like Kraven powers, air quotes, because Kraven doesn't really have powers, whatever. It's so unnecessary, but Peter Parker is... The real thing is that Peter Parker is depowered. So I think that's probably the more interesting part of it. Peter...
And he still beats the shit out of this guy.
Kind of, but I'll get to that. Peter goes to... he's going through a crisis. He's going through a crisis because he is freshly depowered, freshly not being Spider-Man. Right. So he's, like, jumping around the rooftops... But, like, he realizes he could die, you know? So he's having, like, panic attacks because he's, like... And he still thinks that he's, like, all these villains are out to get him, but, you know, he can't do anything about it because he's not strong enough.
Now he can bang Mary Jane without radioactive or making her uterus radioactive.
He gets sad about a lot of things. I don't know if you know this about Peter Parker.
So he
gets sad a lot.
He can still bang!
Yeah, that doesn't help him. And they don't show it. This is also not like the direct 90s, like McFarlane drawing fucking Mary Jane get hung up in webs or anything like that. This is made in the 2022, and long story short, he dons the original Spider armor to fight this guy, like the silver one, which is cool.
McFarlane throwback?
No, I think it was that was Web of Spider-Man 100. That was
Was it McFarlane?
No, it wasn't McFarlane. That was Web of Spider-Man. That was who drew that? Fuck. That wasn't who's the guy I fucking mentioned earlier? Fuck. I don't remember. Anyway, don't read it. It's boring. It has nothing to do with Kraven. Except people mention Kraven. That's it. Anyway, I also read Inferno.
Cool. How'd you like it?
Inferno is a lot better than Lost Haunts.
I'm sure.
Inferno. Thankfully, Tom gave me Fall of the Mutants because that kind of leads into, with a little bit of removal, into Inferno.
Yes.
Like the X-Men go into the Outback era at that point. But so what Inferno is, Inferno deals with the repercussions of the existence of Madeline Pryor, who was, from what I read, was a character invented to basically retire Scott Summers. Like they're like, cool. Scott Summers, you can go off. You know, Jean died with the Phoenix Force.
You have your happy ending.
You have a happy ending. It's not Jean, but this chick looks just like Jean, so you're good. Bye bye. Turns out, let's bring Jean back. Okay, shit. What do we do with that?
Gotta fucking bounce and leave the wife and kid at home.
Well, I mean, listen. Not reading all the books, I can see what they're trying to do.
He's a deadbeat dad.
Well, listen.
He's a deadbeat dad.
Listen, he had that whole family line is fucked up. Tom, that whole family line is fucked up. We just talked about this. So Madeline Pryor is revealed that she is a genetic clone with advanced aging to a point of Jean Grey, whom was Mr. Sinister kept on ice for the longest time until Jean died. Part of the Phoenix Force entered Madeline Pryor to give her life, and she became her own person, so to speak, until Jean came back, and there was a little bit of crisis. Madeline started turning a little bit to the dark side. Why? Demons.
Yeah, and you kind of realize you were just made to be a fucking broodmare.
Well, she didn't realize that until the beginning of... Yeah. Like, she started doing things to the X-Men.
She wanted to sacrifice her fucking son.
She was manipulating the X-Men, and by the X-Men I mean Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Longshot, Dazzler.
Nightcrawler was part of the Outback team.
But I'm talking about that generation of X-Men, so... You're right, Nightcrawler wasn't there, but, you know, like, that's that... If you picture that team, you're there.
Nightcrawler left.
Havoc.
Nightcrawler left after being massacred.
Fine, nerd. Okay.
Well, because him and Kitty left to go start Excalibur. Sorry. I'm just correcting you.
X-Factor's there. X-Factor is the original 5 X-Men.
Who are they?
Plus, minus Archangel. Because if you remember, Fall of the Mutants dealt with Angel becoming Archangel.
Yes.
And now he's like, kind of hangs around him because he hates Apocalypse, but he's also kind of twisted. Whatever, he's there. So what Madeline Pryor was
this
doing
was also what Iceman, I believe.
Iceman had the belt.
Had no control of
Well, he had the
powers.
belt, so I guess that was
Right.
help the control.
Beast is blue.
Beast is blue now.
Gray?
Beast is blue.
He's blue.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, because he was experimenting, trying to help.
Yeah, it flip flopped a lot.
Bobby.
Yeah, flip flop.
Yeah.
Swip swap. Madeline Pryor was keeping the existence of X Factor away from the X-Men, and vice versa. But also, the X-Men had the mystical powers of the indigenous people or whatever, the spirits. Don't shake your head. I don't care. They were invisible to radar. Nobody knew they existed.
Because
they tried to
Roma.
do dark ops.
Because of Roma,
And
who's
who
the
is
daughter,
Roma?
the daughter of Merlin.
No.
Yes, Roma is the daughter of Merlin. It's mentioned in Fall of Mutants.
Fine.
You're gonna fucking step to me.
I don't think Merlin ever was mentioned in Fall of Mutants.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's my fault. Okay.
No, it's my fault for not having the books to properly educate you.
You're right.
And I just did, and you rolled your eyes.
This is also true.
Okay. Continue. Damn.
Anyway, Madeline Pryor is turning very evil. She's talking to demons from. So she's bringing in the New Mutants also because she's
also
talking to
Sexy back.
Oh man, yes.
Shows Havoc. Havoc starts wearing like
dude.
what
None of these people start wearing clothes. I gotta get to the bulk of Inferno. We're getting way off topic here. Madeline Pryor is in touch with these demons. There's one demon called. I had to look this up. Nastier.
Yeah.
Nastier is a demon who's trying to control Limbo from Sim and also Ilyana Rasputin Magic because they were both the leader of Limbo.
Yeah.
Magic's having a hard time controlling her powers because the Soul Sword is not in her possession, so she gets it. She turns full demon. The New Mutants are there, and then armor, shell, some weird fucking thing.
Colossus rips it open.
Yes.
Touching moment. And
so,
then she dies.
Right, so there's a lot of things going on, and I do like how it's paced because you're telling three separate stories, really. Like the New Mutant stuff and the Limbo stuff, and then the X Factor and then the X-Men stories kind of
I hate the X Factor stuff, I'm not gonna lie.
The X Factor stuff were just like, we gotta rescue people from the... So I do also have the Inferno Omnibus, and I did try to read it. And when you bring the Exterminators and Power Pack in, I lose interest immediately.
You fucking love Power Pack.
I could not give 6 shits about Power Pack.
I love your hatred for Power Pack.
It is just like
it's
it is
so
Muppet Babies for X-Men,
and I love it.
It's Muppet Babies for X-Men, and not the X-Babies.
Babies.
So throughout all of this, Limbo is slowly creeping into Manhattan. And you see this. Buildings start turning into monsters. Everything starts turning into monsters.
Mailboxes are eating mailmen.
Elevators are eating people. Trains are eating people. Everybody's eating people. So everybody's getting a little fucked up. The X-Men in particular, they're getting a little more dark, a little more evil. You see their costumes, like fucking... They start going crazy, with the exception of Colossus.
Storm's hair gets huge.
Yeah, Colossus has his steel body is protecting him because he can't shut that off. For whatever reason, I don't know.
I think that happened during Mutant Mass. Like,
but no, he was in the beginning. He was fine, and then he couldn't control it.
Yeah, because he was painting Betsy Braddock.
No, he was painting somebody.
Yeah, it was Betsy Braddock.
No, I looked at it. It's not that. He was like in Scandinavia or some shit, like trying to find himself, and there's some kids that are all like, "Oh, the X-Men, blah blah blah," and then I swear to God, and I think what that was Madeline Pryor putting the idea into Colossus, like, hey, where's your sister? Where are your friends?
Maybe that was Fall of Mutants?
No, I think that was Fall of Mutants, yeah.
No,
that was Fall of Mutants. I know that.
When they were in Australia.
No, because Rogan... No, Colossus wasn't... I'm telling you, I read it. Doesn't matter. What matters is Colossus is immune to all of Limbo's doings and going-ons.
That's because siblings can't affect each other.
No, I think they mentioned it's his steel skin. Oh, okay, I was going to slap the shit out of you.
That's the most ridiculous thing.
I mean, honestly...
Relatives not being able to... It would make sense.
You're right. But that's not Magic's doing. It's just Limbo in general.
But she's a ruler of Limbo.
Yeah, I know, but it's not her. She doesn't have Limbo powers. She's tied to Limbo. It's different. So anyway, Colossus goes to free Ilyana. She then but finds her
like
in child form.
Yeah.
Which, guess what? Dies in Fatal Attractions. And so that's that.
Everything's great. I'm dead.
So anyway, the X-Men are kind of like evil, and X-Factor shows up.
Yeah, Longshot and Dazzler just want to fuck.
Basically, yeah.
All the time.
And they end up fighting, but they always do the shit where it's like, one's clearly possessed, and the other ones are good. Like just fucking...
I did, like, and I mentioned it, like, the whole part where, like, Storm goes to Wolverine and goes, like, how long did you know that Jean was alive?
This was, way in the beginning of the book, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, needless to say, Madeline Pryor's whole point is that she realizes that her existence is a fucking abomination, and she wants to sacrifice her child. Oh, and also Mr. Sinister was like, so that's like the whole thing. Like, they made Madeline Pryor to give Scott a happy ending. Then they're like, we want to bring Jean Grey back. Fuck. Well, bring in Mr. Sinister, make him his whole thing. It's like they did the shit with Onslaught when they made Professor X evil, and then they were like, fuck, we really shouldn't have done that. Let's rip him out of Onslaught and then make Onslaught just a psionic being.
I dug that.
Sure.
I dug.
No, so did I.
I dug the Onslaught saga.
So did I, but it's like the same idea, where they just kind of like fireworks, great. Where they just kind of like retcon, they would just double back and like, backpedal was really the phrase.
And then they gave Red Skull the fucking
the Onslaught body.
Yeah.
Anyway, needless to say, I did enjoy reading Inferno. I thought it was written very well. It was Claremont and Louis Simpson doing the other books. I do want to read the other books from the omnibus, not Power Pack, not Exterminators.
No.
I'm looking at you, Daredevil. I'm looking at you, Spider-Man. Even Fantastic Four, if they had a book, I think they did. I'll read them because I like that idea. I like the idea that Manhattan just turned evil because that's what it is, and they eat people, which it does. And and then it was like everything's back to normal, hooray! And then Madeline Pryor
is dead.
Madeline Pryor, I feel like never gets a fair shake, and I do want to read Dark Web when it becomes collected, because who better to team up than the jilted clone of Jean Grey and the jilted clone of Peter Parker?
Ben Reilly cut.
I mean, again, I love the costume. Ben Reilly is just a dumb character.
I agree.
Like because they tried. They were like, listen, Peter Parker, we want to make Peter Parker a swinging bachelor. No. So here's another character that looks and acts and talks just like him, but is blonde and has a goatee sometimes.
I want you to hit that pause. I gotta piss.
All right, Tommy. In addition to making water, what have you been up to?
I have been up to watching some shit.
Yeah.
I watched the docuseries on Netflix called Muscles and Mayhem, the unauthorized biography of American Gladiators.
Okay.
Now, did you watch American Gladiators at all?
I've seen it. It was in syndication, so I've seen it.
It was honestly, it was a really good documentary.
Okay.
Like, they went through some shit because they started at the height of the steroid era of WWF.
Oh yeah.
And all these guys and the girls, they were like, yeah, we totally shot up. They weren't even candid about it.
When was the steroid issue in baseball?
Around that time as well, yeah.
People are putting needles in their butts and getting muscles.
Yeah, I mean,
happy birthday, Hulk Hogan.
Dude, did you see that MJF line that he said to Adam Cole?
Yeah, I said it. That was pretty funny.
Oh my god. Too fucking funny hearing that. But Muscles and Mayhem, if you were ever a fan of American Gladiators, I was, I watched it on I don't know, I think it aired on Saturday or Sundays. They were going into all the different events, how they had to rework them because they were just fucking deadly.
Right. What was your favorite event in American Gladiators?
The Eliminator. That's the one where you had the gladiator up here and they're shooting tennis balls.
I was just thinking the same one.
Not Assault. I'm sorry.
That's what it's called?
That Eliminator was the end.
Eliminator
event.
was the
obstacle course.
You're familiar with Guts, right?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay, good. No, I didn't know if
I'm not that old.
No, I didn't know if that was a thing. You'd be like, we watch Guts on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then, it was, and most of them.
Mine's the same. Because I like the whole, you get the fucking
the like rocket launcher.
The rocket launcher, yeah, it was
like
all Nerf bullshit, but whatever.
Yeah.
I like, and it got like
Joust.
progressively.
I like Joust.
Was Joust the fucking okay? Yeah.
That was fun.
The Q-tips, the big Q-tips.
Yeah. We should do a Joust one.
Oh Jesus.
For Twitch. Ooh, that could be fun.
We gotta have like a studio to do something like that.
Huh?
We have like a studio for
We
something.
have yards.
Yards. Yeah, we're a couple of
You're an idiot.
Go get another beer. What the fuck? I'll get you another beer.
Calm down. I'm talking.
You do what you're whistling.
Actually, no. Yeah. But yeah,
Milkshake?
Not yet. American Gladiators, Muscles and Mayhem, very cool. It's even cooler finding out that, like, most of them are still friends. That makes me really happy, and they went through some shit.
Right.
Like, what's her name? Ice. She is a lesbian, and like the TV producer.
Absolutely.
He's like, oh, you can't let the public know, and you can't let your fellow gladiators know, and our fellow gladiators were like, cool, we support you. Anyone that tells you different on how to live your life, we'll beat the fuck out of them.
That's
like,
good, man. A lot of camaraderie.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't see that,
yeah.
Especially wrestling back in the day. It was all cutthroat.
Yeah,
you know
they
what I mean?
were not seeing any money from like the merchandising.
I believe it.
Because they signed some bullshit contract. It was such a fun. It really is a fun show.
What would be your American Gladiator's name? It'll just be Cash, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And like each time I would knock a competitor off,
Probably Terminator. Yeah.
I would just take Monopoly money and throw it.
Remember, what was that fucking? It was like a weird, like it was affiliated with WCW. It tried to be American Gladiators, but they all had gimmicks. Like they weren't like dude in singlets. Like it was like I think Terry Crews had a place on that.
Well, I know Hulk Hogan tried to revitalize. American Gladiators.
That is true. It was like a bootleg. It was like Wish.com American Gladiators.
Well, that's what the Hulk Hogan one was.
I mean, that was American Gladiators. That was.
And
a
it's
terrible
funny though, because like I was just like, all right, a lot of those people are dead now due to steroid use and such.
Yeah.
But there were a handful of them that were in.
Excuse me, sorry.
There were a handful of them that were actually in. What do you call it? Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Oh, sure, I believe it.
What was it? The guy named Malibu. He played Kataro. And when Gemini left,
They're big, strong boys.
Because
and girls.
Gemini left because that's when they realized that, like, wait, we're not seeing any money from merchandising. So then they brought in Saber. The guy who played Saber played Jax in Annihilation. And Rey Mysterio won the U.S. title.
Okay, cool.
Which
Just
was
drop it to LA Knight next week.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
We saw that coming.
Yeah. Hey, the one guy that bought my mask.
So, like... Yeah, just a very, like, cool, like, touching, like, story. Like, and like I said, I like the fact that most of them are still friends. Like I said, dude, it's 5 episodes, 45 minutes each. You throw it on in the background.
It's called Battle Dome. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. And then, of course, there was...
Mine would be Shermanator if I didn't say that out loud.
You did.
Sorry.
And then, of course, you had... what the hell was it? Not Guts. Pyramid.
Pyramid?
It was like another kids one of American Gladiators.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yes, thank you.
That wouldn't be a That's not American Gladiators.
No, but you had to go through obstacle courses.
Guts really wasn't... I mean, I feel like American Gladiators, the gimmick was the gladiators themselves. You know, whereas Guts was just like fun athletics. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
I'm waiting.
They will to fucking turn on them. They will. What a great moment for you, Rey Mysterio.
And then there was
not for you, Austin Theory.
And then there was the one event they had. I think it was called like the Pyramid, where the contestants had to climb up.
Are we still talking about American Gladiators?
Yes.
Okay,
this giant pyramid that was like made out of like the track and field mats.
Okay.
And like the gladiators were just on it and throwing them down. Like, yeah, they were talking about like the first time they saw like a case of roid rage was this one dude who was like didn't like a call that the referee made, and like he chased the ref throughout the fucking like stadium.
Oh, they show that?
Allegedly,
I'm sure there's
yes.
some footage.
Yeah.
There has to be footage.
So they were also like, all right, so they like it was mostly filmed in this one spot where on the weekends it was like a rodeo.
Okay.
And it smelled like horse manure, but they couldn't fill up the spot because people didn't know what the hell it was.
Uh-huh.
So if you look on the TV, you see cardboard cutouts all around the stadium, American Gladiator Stadium.
Interesting.
Yeah, to make it look like the seats were full.
Well, I mean, listen.
So fucking hysterical.
Put the house lights down.
No, they wanted to show that it was like a full house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then, like, they would go on tour. Like, they hit Madison Square Garden and sold out. Completely sold out.
Really?
Fucking crazy.
What else?
I also watched Bridesmaids for the first time.
Right. You were mentioning this to me off air.
I dug it. Kristen Wiig's very funny.
Yes.
I do like the fact that the love interest is one of the main guys from IT Crowd.
He's a doof. He's not like a hunk. He's not like...
Which I
like. Yeah. He's just a normal guy. You hear that out there, normal guys?
It's okay.
You can get with the Kristen Wiig.
Melissa McCarthy was funny.
Yep.
Rose Byrne, just a horrible, bitchy person.
Yeah, I mean, she is. She could play that.
She was great as Moira McTaggart, though. Especially in First Class.
She was good in Neighbors. Very funny in Neighbors.
And then I also watched, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Once and Always.
Special on Netflix?
55 minutes.
Sure.
The acting's horrible, much like the show was.
Well, yeah, I expect nothing less.
Spoiler alert, they dedicated to Trini, the actress who played Trini, and Jason David Frank.
Right, yes. Because Trini had since long passed. And,
it was long past.
Jason David Frank was recent at the time.
And the person who was driving that, you never watched 21 Jump Street.
No.
The show.
I did not.
Okay. One of the actors from that was involved in that accident as well.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
He is also apparently a comic book artist now.
Okay.
From what I've heard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just pretty much like it's Trini's daughter wanting to be...
I did hear about this.
To be a Power Ranger.
Right.
They had a robot Rita. They brought Rocky back. And Kat.
Yeah, I think it was the...
And I guess Kat and Tommy married in the future?
If I remember correctly, I think...
Even though their kid's name is JJ, so I thought she would have married Jason?
Yeah, so between like season 1 and 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they recast
with the
Red
movie.
Ranger, the Yellow Ranger, and the Black Ranger.
With the movie cast.
Yes, that they became the movie cast.
Yes.
The Black Ranger is...
like an Asian dude.
He is, but he's a very famous voice actor now.
He was
James
in it.
Wan Bosch or something like that.
He was in it.
Yes.
And so was the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a conglomeration of the first season of Mighty Morphin.
Yes. But then they showed, like, Power Ranger Turbo and Power Ranger in Space. Like, it was cute. The acting was horrible.
From what, I mean, again, I didn't see it. There are a lot of good Power Ranger in-universe tributes.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
There's one famous episode. I think it's it's called like I forget, but it's all the Red Rangers. Like all the Red Rangers come together.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's a fucking famous episode.
I think it was starring Turbo.
I don't remember. Maybe a Space Force. I don't know.
Maybe something like that.
Dino Jump. I don't know what it's called. Hold on, looking it up right now.
Live research.
Yep. It's called something in red. In red.
Something what?
It was called something in red.
Oh.
Like blank in red.
Seeing red?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Forever Red. So not in red, but That's what it was called. Forever Red, and it had all the Red Rangers from all the different generations. Pretty cool stuff.
I'm wondering...
Tommy, Jason David Frank.
He would show up whenever they called.
100%. He's like...
Was he a Red Ranger? He was never a Red Ranger, right?
He was a Red Ranger.
He was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, but
I didn't know he held the Red Ranger.
He was like a Red Ranger, a Black Ranger, a White Ranger, Green Ranger, Gold Ranger,
right.
like wherever they would kind of fit him. Again, it's all Japanese Super Sentai. He could have been all 5.
Did he always have like the chest protector?
No, not the same one, because they would change
the
characters.
He always wore some sort of chest protector, so you knew it was him.
I mean, again, that's not because America made Jason David Frank. Doesn't mean that Japan is like, yes, this same guy. Yeah. Like,
that
again,
was such a like when they first introduced the Green Ranger.
That was fucking dope.
So dark.
Yeah,
it's so fucked up.
Yeah,
and then what's her name was in it too? Scorpiana.
Yeah, she was like the villain from Turbo.
Yeah.
Nothing beats Amy Jo Johnson.
Amy Jo Johnson, yeah.
I
definitely had a crush on her.
I was a little young for Saved by the Bell. I would definitely have been a...
Sure,
what's her name? Tiffany Amber
Amber
Thiessen.
See, I liked all 3 on Saved by the Bell.
Take them all. Hardcore. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was definitely an Amy Jo Johnson kind of guy.
Yeah, so like if you grew up with Power Rangers, I'd say just watch. It's 55 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
Just throw it on and you enjoy the shitty, campy acting.
That's Power Rangers for you, you know.
You see the
Alpha 5 in it?
Huh?
Is Alpha 5
9.
in it? Alpha 9?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. So the only original ones you see are Zach and Billy.
Right, from day 1.
Yeah. So, like, I always found Power Rangers, I was just like, it's a little racist.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
I think that's why they had to kind of change.
Well, hey, guess what? In Japan, they're all Japanese guys.
Yeah.
And girls.
But, like, you know, you had the black kid as the Black Ranger.
Yeah, so it's a little on the nose.
You had the Jewish kid as the Blue Ranger.
Wow, because I said no, so you went right to the Jewish kid. What is that? Is that all you've been up to?
Word association.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that's all I've been up to.
And that's all we've been up to.
We're never getting this fucking Metal Gear episode out.
Metal Gear? We're talking about Metal Gear right now, because actually, you know what? You know what's funny?
Wow, look at those levels.
That's pretty good. You know what's funny? I did want to see what we're doing next episode.
I don't know. You tell me. What?
We don't have a topic. It's true. I don't want to push Metal Gear again.
Did you only do up to August?
Well, I mean, we were running out of ideas. We'll have to come up with some ideas, Nation. But this episode, we're talking about Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear. The Metal Gear Solid Collection, Volume 1, is coming out, I think, in Rudetober. And it is going to collect Metal Gear Solids 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be Metal Gear 1 and 2, which came off of the MSX over in Japan. And it's going to have the NES version of Metal Gear, which is not the same game. It's different. It's weird. Metal Gear 2, Snake's Revenge, which isn't a real sequel, because it's weird. Well, you know what? Let me talk about it. So, Hideo Kojima worked for Konami, and he was like, I want to do a stealth action game. Cool. Here's Metal Gear. I'm clearly paraphrasing. Metal Gear stars Solid Snake. It's a sneaking type game. It's not like a Contra style, run and gun. It's a top down. You got to just kind of sneak in, get out. A lot of twists and turns, a lot of exposition, and it kind of took Japan by storm. They ported it to the NES, so that was the version we got, which is not the same version, but it's close. It's whatever. It's like it's the Wish.com version. And then America was like, "Hey, that game sold really well. Let's make a sequel." And Konami's like, yeah, let's make a sequel. And Kojima's like, I guess I'm going to make my own sequel. So that's why. So there is a Metal Gear 2, Snake's Revenge in America that came out for the NES, and a Metal Gear with Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. Those are two different plots, two different things. One's canon, one's not.
Solid Snake was where they introduced rating, correct?
No, that's Metal Gear Solid 2. We're getting there. But that came for the MSX, and Snake's Revenge came out for the NES.
Metal Gear.
All games are on the collection. So don't worry, you can play them. In October. But Metal Gear Solid, though. We want to talk about Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid came out in 97, I want to say. I'm clearly paraphrasing. What is that?
My
beer bottle. Yep.
And my cock.
Oh, there it is. Speaking of Snake, you could have said Snake. Your Snake is solid. How about that?
You didn't make a twin snake again.
Would you like me to?
No.
Okay. Metal Gear Solid came out for the PlayStation 1. It was a revolution for the PlayStation 1. In addition to, it was like it was like top down ish. I'll give you.
They released didn't they release a Metal Gear on the Game Boy?
Yes, they did.
They did. Okay.
Called So, as far as
I remember playing the one on Game Boy.
Okay. As far as the canon games are concerned, though, when Metal Gear Solid came out, hit PlayStation 1, revolution. Up there with Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 7, I hear a lot of 14, Final Fantasy 7, Symphony of the Night, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, like, it was the top echelon of PlayStation 1 games. Because of its cinematics, because of its revolutionary
Voiceover.
3D graphics at the time, voiceover, exactly. David Hayter, Jennifer Hale.
Related to Jamie Hayter?
No.
What made you think, though?
No, because I was like, I didn't say that name. David Hayter, yes. And other people. Cam Clark was up in the mix. The dude who played Raiden's name was Quentin Flynn, but he doesn't show up yet. Revolutionary. A lot of twists and turns. A lot of the whole.
That's Christopher Lambert that played Raiden.
In the Mortal Kombat live action movie, yes. The Highlander, yes. But a lot of twists and turns. Like Metal Gear Solid. Even to a lesser extent, Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 really dealt with how the character is fed information. So, like, you have the codex system, which is basically just people talking at you. A lot of exposition. And your character, Solid Snake, is very much on a need-to-know basis. So, he thinks he's going in for a mission. He comes in, he finds this person. This person is giving him different information. This person's giving him third information. Like, what the fuck is going on? What's real? What's not? I don't know. The plot of Metal Gear Solid deals with this character, Liquid Snake, who claims to be the son of the big boss, the villain from Metal Gear 1 and 2.
I shoot some liquid out of my snake.
Okay, thank you for sticking with that. And he wants it's all nuclear warfare. It's...
You sank my battleship.
Oh my god. This episode was a mistake.
Duh.
It deals with a lot of just twisty-turny bullshit, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's got a cyborg ninja, it's got a fucking cowboy man, it's got a giant Native American shaman, it's got a sexy sniper, it's got everything you could wish for. It's got Ocelot, very good.
Ocelot's a fucking bitch.
Revolver Ocelot.
He's such a pain in the ass.
You're pretty good. I admittedly played the Twin Snakes remake. And I know people poo-poo on it because it's so very much like, oh, it ruins the mystique of the original Metal Gear Solid. Who gives a shit, man? I played it, I loved it, and now I'm a fan of the series. Like,
you enjoyed it, that's all that counts.
Exactly. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I played that game, I think, back to back to back, which I never do, Tommy. I never do that. Never do that.
I'm surprised you haven't done a replay metal.
Replay Metal?
Remake metal.
Metal Gear Solid. I've done that. Years ago. No, that pre-podcast.
Okay, so you gotta do it again. Maybe.
I mean, it's not May. Yeah, maybe when I get the collection.
I just remember playing Metal Gear and my older brother.
Solid or the first
Any
one?
Metal Gears.
Okay.
Him watching me, he's like, and he was very scared.
Because of the sneaky shit.
Well, no, because...
Oh, because of how you were a sociopath.
Yeah!
Right.
We'll get into that.
Oh, yeah, we will. You know what? So, Metal Gear Solid, I didn't play the original. I do own it. I own a lot of Metal Gear games. I don't have to tell you.
And the book.
Yeah, the art book.
How come you didn't bring that out?
Because it's downstairs. We're upstairs now. We're living like kings and emperors and stuff. And not peasants. Yes, not shunned to the dungeon. So, Metal Gear Solid. Fantastic game. I would love to play it in the collection, you know, in its original form. To give it a shot. You know what I mean? But I like Twin Snakes.
Good.
Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear Solid 2 came out for PlayStation 2. 2001. Late 2001. What happened late 2001? Something big, right? Maybe two big things?
I turned 21.
You turned 21 in 2001? Yeah, you're 80. Yeah, okay.
Huh?
Two big things? Yep. So
Stop.
that did affect the development and release of Metal Gear Solid 2. I'm talking about the September 11th attacks because a lot of Metal Gear Solid 2 was going to deal with Manhattan and global finance and global information getting spread and everything like that. Like, these games are mindfucks, or they really want to try to be mindfucks. I hate you so much.
No, you don't.
I don't. And the big twist, and I wish I was there for this. Like, I understood what was going on.
You were.
No, I was, but, like, not, like, sitting, you know, like, oh, I have a front row seat to this. Metal Gear Solid 2, when it was being shown and previewed and reviewed, reviewers and previewers and all these videos showed the first 45 minutes of the game, which was Solid Snake. After that, you are an entirely different character.
Rating.
Right. Tomato. But nobody knew this until they played the game. Like, you can't do this anymore. Because some dickhead on YouTube is going to fucking stream the full game. Like, that will never happen
That
again.
point, I don't think YouTube was even...
No, absolutely. No, 2001, absolutely not. But, like, that was... I mean, imagine that. Like, imagine... Like such a secret... Like, I mean, yeah, they try to do that shit with, like, Marvel movies or whatever. Like, it is such a secret, but for how long? It is such a secret up until release. Like, nobody knew this character... Nobody knew the game was going to turn into... Oh, I'm playing as a different character. Like, that, to me, is, like, insane. Like, they're controlling that narrative so much, which is meta enough because the game is all about how information is given to the player, given to the world, you know, like with AI and shit. Like, it goes fucking weird, but it's a very interesting message, which I am not sober enough to talk about. Not that I'm drunk, but I'm just like, I can't get a coherent thought across. Why don't you tell me about your Metal Gear Solid 2 story, Tom?
So, I would play it.
Uh-huh.
I would put people to sleep.
Right.
I put them into a locker.
Okay.
And I'd put C4 into the locker. And when they would start waking up, right before they were about to start waking up, I'd start seeing disease go away. I'd hit the detonator button.
Nice. So you gave him a nice nap. You gave him a nice nap.
My older brother would be sitting there watching and be like, no.
I have to call the police now.
Like, he would be like, you're fucking insane.
Right.
You should not be doing that. I was like, but it's funny.
I remember renting Metal Gear Solid 2 from GameFly. And, I loved it. Like, I enjoyed it so much. I don't know if it was because I was used to... So what Twin Snakes was a remake of Metal Gear Solid 1, but a lot of the gameplay and control stylings came from Metal Gear Solid 2. So, first-person shooting, better controls, like you could hang and, you know, crawl or do other shit. Like, you know, I don't think you could have, like, grabbed guards in Metal Gear Solid 1 I don't think, but there was some sort of mechanic that it was introduced in 2 that they brought into Twin Snakes. Regardless, I really enjoyed Twin Snakes, but I really enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 is what I meant to say in the first fucking place. Metal Gear Solid 3. Snake Eater. Wah 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 wah.
I'm sorry. Was Metal Gear Solid 2
Snake Eater?
Metal Gear Solid 2, was that the one where you had to unplug your controller?
Oh, fuck! We
Plug it
didn't even talk
into
about
the
that
other
shit.
That shit was some
That's
shit.
Metal Gear Solid 1. So Metal Gear Solid 1, Tommy's referencing Psycho Mantis.
Jesus.
After I didn't mention before. Psycho Mantis is the Russian BDSM psychic on the team of Foxhound, and he can, read your memory card.
I thought it was a girl.
No, it was a boy.
There was a sniper girl, though, right?
Sniper Wolf, yes. She was, that was...
In 2.
1. But there was also... Okay.
So there were 2 snipers.
There's several snipers in these games. Okay, so...
But Ocelot was in...
Volvo.
A bunch of them, right?
Ocelot. Oh, Ocelot, yeah. He's a fucking dickhead.
I love Ocelot.
But I love Ocelot, yeah.
Ocelot is...
Ocelot is... You know, remember how I've always said I like... Bolton. What's the kid's name? I love the fuck.
Steve Baldwin?
What the fuck did you just say?
Bolton.
No, the dude from Game of Thrones who I like.
Ramsey?
Ramsey Bolton.
Uh-huh.
I love him because he is one-dimensional. He is a fucking dick. I love Revolver Ocelot because it's like, every time I see him, what side are you on right now, my guy? Whose side are you on? You on the Patriots? You on Foxhound? Your Big Boss? Your Liquid Snake? Who are you with right now? You with Glukovich? Like, who are you with?
Gorbachev? Who knows?
Gorbachev? Yeah, the Russians, the Chinese, the Americans, the Patriots, Liquid Snake. What are you with? Big Boss? Psycho Mantis would read your memory card and tell you, like, you like Castlevania, huh? And he would know how you played and mention how you played. Like, if you saved a lot, you'd be like, oh, you're very cautious, huh? Or if you were violent, you'd be like, oh, you prone to violence, huh? You know, which I'm sure you got, you psycho. And
I feel attacked.
And then he would do this thing. So this was also
just because I had Mortal Kombat on my memory card.
So around the same time, if you remember, the PlayStation 1 did not have originally dual analog. It had just the D-pad.
Yes.
Okay? Then it had dual analog. Then it had Rumble. So it's like 3 different generations. Only if you had the Rumble controller, the DualShock controller, would you get the cutscene where Psycho Mantis is like, put your controller on the ground, and he like moves it with the Rumble.
That's the version I played.
Yes. That's, I think, because at that point I think everybody had DualShock. You know what I mean? And they did that shit with Twin Snakes. And the way to beat him, because he's a character that can read your inputs on the controller. You have to take the controller out and put it into controller port 2. Like that's meta shit. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
And we're gonna get more into that. Yeah. So you're saying there's a sniper. Metal Gear Solid 2's whole motif was that they tried to redo Metal Gear Solid 1 to make a new Solid Snake out of Raiden. So a lot of the members of what's called Dead Cell, which is Fortune and Fat Man and your boy Vamp, were send-offs of...
Vamp is in 4.
Vamp is also in 4. Yes, but he starts in 2. He's introduced in 2.
I must have beat him in 2 then.
No, he gets harder in 4.
Yeah, no shit!
Are all weird, wacky characters. Fortune has a railgun and she can never get hurt. Vamp is a vampire. Fat Man is a... he wears rollerblades and is a bomb expert. Sure. Yep, I was like, what the fuck? And then you have Solid Snake, who's the President of the United States, and also the clone of Big Boss, and also the brother of Solid and Liquid Snake. Wowie zowie.
And then, you light a cigarette and it calms your nerves, but it fucks up your health.
Yeah. And you also get, you can see the laser beams.
Yeah.
So anyway, Snake Eater, Solid, Snake Eater 3 takes you back to the 70s. 60s, 70s.
That's 70s show?
You're playing as Big Boss. Or you're playing as Naked Snake, who becomes Big Boss. Okay? Who's the villain in Metal Gear 1 and 2. Snake Eater is really, really good. But you have to play the Subsistence and the HD versions. Like, because the Snake Eater, The original is not great. It is the camera is a little funky. You really need the full motion of that. What sets it apart from Solid 1 and 2 is that it's out in the jungle, so there's a lot more open areas. It deals with a camouflage system and like a hunting system and a cure wounds system. There's a lot of systems involved. There's another sniper. There's another set of wacky goons you gotta kill. Wacky goons, everybody. This guy controls bees. This guy has a flamethrower. This guy is an old man sniper from World War I. Like, crazy stuff. Who you can kill if you set your PlayStation 2 clock a week ahead. Like, crazy stuff that only out of the mad minds of Hideo Kojima. Real quick about Hideo Kojima. Loves his gun porn. Like, big fan of guns. Not necessarily big fan of guns, but like, he's like, look at this gun model. This gun can do this, you know. And the characters talk about guns, and they shoot all these extravagant guns. He's also a real big fan of titties. And if he could have his characters all topless, he would. Case in point, the boss, a very important character in the lore of Metal Gear Solid. She's the female mentor to Big Boss, Naked Snake, and he was like, she should just have her tits out. And they're like, Hideo Kojima, no. First off, no. But also very much, if you're looking for strong female characters in a Metal Gear Solid game, you're gonna have to go through some weeds to find them. Like, I would say Meryl's pretty strong for Metal Gear Solid 1 and 4. The boss. Then you have Quiet from 5, who's just a chick in a bikini, yeah. Eva has some pros and cons, like, it's not great. It's not all great. He's like a child when it comes to shit like that. So I have to say that right now. But Metal Gear Solid 3 is a really good game. I played it on the 3DS. It was terrible, but I sold it like a dickhead, and I want to try to buy it again.
Like a dickhead.
Like a dickhead, yes. Metal Gear Solid 3 is good. Metal Gear Solid 4. Metal Gear Solid 4 was the reason I bought a PlayStation 3. I only played the game once because it only came out to one system, and it's only ever been released once.
Once?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying, my guy.
Fuck that game.
Tom's not a fan. So you're back with Solid Snake. They call him Old Snake because the fox dye and the cloning process or whatever turns him into an old ass man. And but the systems are good, you know. Like there's crouch, you know, crawling. You got the camouflage system. You got the solid eye system. Like, it is a very approachable game. It's not the most approachable. I'd have to say 5 is probably the most approachable at this point. But
what is that? Phantom Sons.
You got
Phantom Limb.
So Metal Gear Solid 5 is 2 parts. It's Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain. Phantom Pain I never finished. I fell off because it's an open world game and I have ADHD and I just couldn't get into it. And but I know exactly what happens, and it's more wacky shit if you could believe it. But you're Big Boss and you're doing Big Boss stuff. But you're also not Big Boss. Spoiler alert. That's also the twist. Like, guess what? The character you were was not the one you thought you was. Oh my god! What a twist! Yeah, no, it's kind of weird. But I am playing, which wasn't on the list, but I wanted to bring it up here. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. It was a game that came out for PSP. It was one of the 2 PSP games that they put out. Officially licensed, not like Acid. That deals with Big Boss in the time between Snake Eater and Metal Gear, Solid 5. They didn't know Metal Gear Solid 5 was a thing yet, so... But like in the 70s. And Peace Walker is really good. Peace Walker is very much a portable game. It's very bite-sized missions. Like, you know, it's maybe like 3 zones you gotta sneak through, and then it's like... Chapter's done, move on to the next one, you know what I mean? And then, like, that's cool. Then you can go back to the base and, you know, restock your stuff, and then... You know, a lot of what Metal Gear Solid 5 turns into with base building and, you know, capturing soldiers to make them, like, your soldiers is pretty cool. You're staring at you, right? You fading?
This fucking game series is
Tom's
making my brain hurt.
That's understandable. There's a lot.
I thought Zelda made my brain hurt.
Oh, Zelda made your brain hurt. Yeah, well, I don't even know why you're here anymore.
I don't know why we're
Tom
friends.
left, I'm still talking. Big Boss's ideal of a nationless nation, that's a stupid thing to say, a soldier state without a nation. So it's just
without a rude nation.
It is just without a rude nation. It is just a conglomeration of soldiers who have no loyalty to their country, but just realize that they are born and bred to be soldiers, and that's all they are, and they want to live that life instead of being like an American veteran who gets chewed and spit out by the military-industrial complex and now is homeless living under a bridge somewhere because they doped you up so much because you had terrible PTSD and you're not a hero. That's real life. Sorry to get on our 6th anniversary. I'm sorry to get... Lighten it up. Lighten the mood, Tom, please.
So, yeah, I played Metal Gear Solid 4. Fuck Vamp. He made me his bitch. It's an anniversary and I haven't been invited and you're talking about being another Vamp's bitch, fat boy?
Oh, no. Michael Morbius.
Well, looks like you gotta finish your Metal Gear Solid while I drain this Crisco motherfucker!
Could you not? Like, I know he's...
Too late!
Oh, shit. I'm sorry, Tom. Oh, he did the lip smacking, too? Oh, boy. Anyway, I think I'm done talking about Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear. The Game Boy game you played, Tom, is called Metal Gear Ghost Babel. It's called Metal Gear Solid, and it came out for the Game Boy, but, like, they call it Ghost Babel just to differentiate.
If you go to the Long Island Retro Expo tomorrow, I'm sure it'll be there.
I should have won today. Yeah. No, I do have it. I ended up getting... Yeah, it's 3 days.
Oh,
he says.
Sorry.
Ookie.
Sorry for anyone in the Retro Gaming Expo that doesn't listen to this fucking show for 7 years. Even though you birthed this.
That is true.
You fucking assholes.
Fat ass. Holy shit.
You never did a collab. Jesus.
Am I wrong?
I didn't even see my...
Folks, where's the lie? Ghost Babel's weird. It's like top down. It's like the old Metal Gear games, but like it's score based. And I got to the last boss and I kept dying, and I'm like, I can't play this game anymore. It's just not fun. And that's really what game's all about. If you're having fun. And on that note, RudeNation, I'm tapped. A lot of Metal Gear talking. Good topic, I thought.
Sure. We actually made it through.
What are we talking about next episode? What do you think?
So, you can shoot me down. I put one down while you were going.
Ooh, okay. So how about you know what? How about this? Let's continue the outro, and then I'll throw it to you. Again, Nation, thank you for joining us on this wonderful, magnificent, terrible, awful journey. 6-year anniversary, going into year 7. The 7-headed monster, 7 deadly sins, 7 hydras. Apparently, we are on all these social media platforms, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search for RudeBoyz469. Instagram is our kind of our go-to. Instagram.com/RudeBoyz469.
That's not doing more on TikTok.
We do have a TikTok. I don't know if it's TikTok.com/RudeBoyz469. I have no fucking clue.
I don't know. You're the one that's able to switch between them.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's on there.
Cool.
It's up there. Search it. I don't know if I can tell you. If you follow our Instagram, you could probably... There's a link there, so you could do that.
There's also a link to our link tree, which has everything.
linktr.ee/RudeBoyz. I don't think it has a TikTok. But it has our Instagram, it has our Facebook, it has our, formerly known as Twitter, social media platforms there. It also has our YouTube.
We have YouTube?
We do have YouTube. Do you know what the YouTube is?
Nope.
Tom, after 6 years, you don't think you would know? It's youtube.com.
Because I'm too busy interrupting you.
/ at RudeBoyz469. youtube.com / at RudeBoyz469. Like and follow all of that. That has archives to every episode we have put out. Not every, but a lot of them. Buried the lead right there. But if you want to get our podcast, we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, I think still exists. I don't know. Spotify, TuneIn. But our home away from home, our host who has lifted us up from... What did we use? We used like some weird bullshit host in the first, like... 3 episodes or something like that. But it's on there. All of our episodes are up there.
Our host who has seen our tweet but hasn't, done anything about it.
You know what? I'm going to check right now. I'm gonna be like, hold on. No. I'm calling him out right now. I just need to double check. I got distracted. Thanks, social media.
Silence.
Look at that. Podbean. Yeah, what the fuck? You know what? I'm gonna DM them right now. They seen it? I'm gonna be like, yo, where's the love? Yo.
That's what Drunk Chris does.
I feel like I don't want to do it. They're gonna kick us off.
We pay the motherfuckers.
That's
Fuck them.
Yo, where's the love? There you go. Podbean. RudeBoyz.podbean.com.
Flick that bean snake.
If you want to hit me up on social media, I'm at Tipsy Sherms on X and Instagram, TEH_SHERMS. I have a mixology page, which I've been slowly trying to post. That's ShermMixalot64. Very timely yawn over there from Peanut Gallery. It's good. I know, you immediately were like, no, I didn't mean it. ShermMixalot64.
If you want to get me on Instagram or fucking X, whatever the fuck it's called now, Tommy_Cash80. That's Cash with a K.
And next episode of the RudeBoyz Power Up Plus, the first full episode, including Secret Words, episode 154, is going to be
RudeBoyz Wrestle Summerfest.
The fuck does that even mean?
Well, we're going to be doing a SummerSlam Retro Rewatch, so
yes.
I want to do something involving
summer
wrestling.
Like a wrestling episode, but not a special?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm down, baby.
Cool.
Alright, RudeBoyz Wrestle
Surprise,
Fest.
motherfucker.
RudeBoyz Wrestle Fest Summer Blast.
RudeBoyz Wrestle Summerfest.
Wrestle Summerfest.
I have no idea what we're doing, but we'll figure it out in the next 2 weeks.
We'll figure it out. Our motto for 6 years, going on 7.
Yep.
Nation, thank you so much for joining us on this spectacular, wonderful, awful, shitty, crap journey. We love you so much. Bye-bye.
Snake!
This has been a presentation of the RudeBoyz Podcast Network.
Oops.